But yes, we want our hero's journey. And
Right.
the prototypical hero's journey is that you go into the darkness to find yourself, and that's what ultimately brings you to the light.
So
Right.
I want to know, we have the copper flowing, we have silver flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know there's meaning behind these things, jewels, right?
Well, yeah. I am Brother Red Pillar, one half of the twin pillars, and I'm sitting next to the blue pillar.
Yes.
And we are serial entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and what else?
Well, I mean, creatives, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you could put creatives in a box, right? Our creative spirit is what spawns our entrepreneurial spirit. And I think that it's led more so by creativity than it is by commercialism or capitalism.
1000%.
Even though we understand that our creative pursuits is our intellectual property. So coming
100%.
into the fullness and understanding, because many creatives don't understand that. They don't understand the business end of what they do as a hobby, what they do freely, you know what I'm saying, is really the hallmark of their legacy. I would say that, you know what I mean?
Nice.
In a bubble with creatives who do business here and there, you know what I'm saying, and sprinkle the world with a lot of amazingness. You know what I'm saying? And that's
That's
an
dope.
extension, like you said, of us being an extension of generational sprinkling of greatness.
Right.
1000%.
So we sprinkle, they sprinkled so we could sprinkle.
There's a whole lot of sprinkling going
and
on,
a lot
brother.
of sprinkling going on. And we've created a situation where those who are going to come after us will be able to sprinkle.
That's right.
1000%. I want to know what the OG versions of y'all were like before the thought leadership, were the twin pillars today. You know what I'm saying? Like, who were you all before that time?
We were very influential in our pursuit of, all things trenches.
Yes. We were on our hero's journey.
And that was such a nice way of saying
Yes.
things. I'm sorry. That was
I have no choice because I'm sitting there, you know what I mean?
That's funny.
We got to talk expeditiously.
But yes, we were on our hero's journey.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the prototypical hero's journey is that you go into the darkness to find yourself, and that's what ultimately brings you to the light.
We were
So,
caterpillars.
yeah.
Really?
We were caterpillars, we traveled on our bellies. The underbelly, we come out of Brooklyn, most notably Flatbush, Brooklyn. We 70s babies, so we were dead smack in Brooklyn in the 90s, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. Those are what they call the golden years, but those
Right.
are also some of the most dangerous years.
Yes.
And like Blue said, we were on our hero journey. We were on our rites of passage. And we had a lot of influence and sway over our peer group, not in the terms of negativity, but more so in the world of adventure.
Right.
We were
Yeah.
very adventurous. We flirted with death a lot, and we were on the edge. We Scorpions, so we were tapping into that part of our nature. Yeah.
Now, when you say scorpions, are you speaking zodiac or are you just speaking?
Yeah.
Oh, both of you?
We're
We
twins.
identical.
Yes.
What date?
November the 14th.
Oh, I'm the 16th.
Get out of
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on,
Okay.
Come on now. You know Scorpion. I know it.
Hey.
Hey, look, hold up. Y'all gave me the energy. That's why I had to ask. I was like, hold up. We
You
speaking
went
zodiac
right
or
to
we
it.
speaking,
We
I had to
speaking-
know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I get the vibe. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So-
We play in that area
Right.
a lot. And sometimes it takes other people to get us out of it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We were pulled out of that shallow grave by a lion's paw. One of the strongest grips was from our mother. We call her Mama Pill. And my stepfather, Dr. Sabi, he was very influential in pulling us out of the shallow grave. But
Nice.
at one point, he told our mother to let him lay. Let him learn.
Let 'em lay in
You know
that
what I mean?
shallow
Let 'em
grave,
lay in that
right.
shallow grave and let them learn. They're only being fertilized. He never
Right.
gave up on it.
We hopped off the porch at the age of 14. So that would be in 1989.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This was in the midst of when New York was going through a very transformative period.
For
with
sure.
crack cocaine and a bunch of other things. Even hip hop taking its shape. And hip hop was a guiding force.
Yeah.
But
heavy that time,
yes,
for
we
sure.
were just
Heavy.
adventurous. We had just came from living in St. Croix with Dr. Sabi and my mother, and that was a different world or reality altogether.
Right.
But when we got into New York, when we got back to Brooklyn, should I say, it was just so much adventure. It was so much danger, but it was exciting danger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that you could never really be a true servant of light if you never dabbled in darkness to a degree to understand the nuances.
Y'all giving me 19 Keys vibes.
Yeah.
Y'all giving me major 19 keys vibe. I don't know if it's
my
how
business
you
partner.
speak
Yeah.
or like I don't know if it's the influence, the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's very chill, relaxed, very like it's giving me seasoned vibes right now. Do you know what I'm
Experience.
saying? That's what I like. They told me like we're having. I know the Twin Pills on the podcast. I was like, I saw you on Instagram before, and I was like, oh, y'all giving me like real chill vibes just from the gram.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious though. You all call yourselves Twin Pills. Where did you all get that? Where did the ideology of Twin Pills come from?
I adopted that moniker or that name in the year of '07. It's a long story, but I will attempt to give you a short piece of it because it's part of family history and it's part of family business.
Right.
On February 21st, 2007, I had got stopped for a stop and frisk. What they was doing in New York. They ran my name. I had a warrant. I got sent to Rikers Island in Valhalla where I had to wait, you know what I'm saying, to see the judge. February 21st is the day that Malcolm X got assassinated. And normally I treat that like I don't even go outside. But this
Right.
day I did, and I was doing something I was supposed to do, and I got caught up. When they sent me to Valhalla, I was in bed 7. Across from me in bed 16 was a young man named Malcolm Shabazz, who happens to be Malcolm X's grandson.
I'm about to say that name sounds super
Yeah,
familiar.
So
Right.
I knew about the prophecy of Malcolm X dealing with the seventh seed. He was born as the seventh child to a father that was born to a seventh child, something to that degree. But he had 6 daughters. He didn't have a seventh. That would have been his grandson.
Got you.
So I knew the history, and I also knew that his grandson had been, incarcerated for killing Betty Shabazz, his grandmother.
Right.
So I'm watching this young man, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. He was a gang member at the time, of Blood. An extension of it I have to have for him because that's his direct lineage.
Correct. The relation.
So I waited when he was isolated one day away from his friends, and I built with him for about 2 hours. And I poured everything that I had, in my heart and soul into this young man to just plead with him to not go down the path that I saw him headed,
Right.
and really just compelling him to finish his grandfather's finished work. His grandfather was into human rights, advocating for us at the UN on that particular level, making our case international. But whilst I was there, doing this particular work, I took the idle time to write a book of poetry,
He's the best poet that I know, by the way.
and I used to perform it, for people in the unit, and they would cry, and I ain't going home and selling no more drugs. I wanna help you do what you doing, and they were on it to me like disciples of the words. So for whatever reason, I was attempting to figure out what to name the book, and a voice in my head said Blue Pill, and I was
Interesting.
scratching my head. I'm like, but that's not the pill that they take. But where I'm at, I'm in the belly. You know what I'm saying? You just can't walk up to a random person in there,
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
you want to hear my poetry?
Yeah.
It's like people that wanted to hear it based on what they heard from other people, because the first person that heard it was somebody that was right next to me. 'Cause
Right.
They like, you just be sitting here writing all day. What's that about? And I laid it out. He was like, damn. So he started telling people, and they started telling people, and people started coming to look for it. And I said, the things that I have that are of value that I want to offer the world, I don't want to just jump out there.
Right.
I want those who are looking for it to come to look for it. So I'm like, let me use the name Blue Pill as a blind, because they're gonna run away because they've already made a prejudgment or judge the book by its cover. They're like,
Correct.
I'm looking for the red pill, not knowing all along that what they really need is right here. But you got to go the extra step for the things that you really,
Correct.
really need sometimes. Or they'll be, if you make it just random and available to everybody, it could be abused. So I named the book that. Somebody wrote a graffiti cover for the book, and the brother wrote his information on the inside of the book of the cover. And I told him I would give his information to Busta Rhymes and Mos Def, who were friends of mine at that time, because the young man was saying people forgot about him, they promised things and never deliver. Long story short, I go, I get released right after that. So I really knew that was why I was there. I go back to Harlem. I'm sharing this information and this story with my friends. I start performing pieces from the book. So every time that people would see me in Harlem, they would start calling me by that name. And I was getting
Interesting.
frustrated because that wasn't my name. That was the name of a book.
Right.
But then I listened one day, and I was just like, they wouldn't let me shake it. Yeah. And then he adopted the name Red Pill, and then he started running with it. Then other people around me started calling themselves the pill this and pill that.
Right.
And I was like, you know what?
And then based off of the energy,
Let me
that
just
we
leave
both
with it,
hold
yeah.
as Scorpions, and me being the older, more extroverted one, I had that red energy, right? And he
Right.
has more of a cooler,
Laid back, yeah.
laid back, cerebral, like thoughtful, blue pillar energy. And then on my birthday, I went and got my name broken down. My first name is Philip. And when I got my name decoded by a sister by the name of Dorothy Muhammad from the Nation of Islam, she showed me that Philip is red pill because
Interesting.
PHI is fire and fire is fire, and
Right.
LLIP flipped around is PILL.
Right.
So in
Oh,
my
that's
first
deep.
name was my purpose all along. It was hidden, and I
That's
unlocked it like a video
deep.
game.
That's deep.
So you know who they say you are who you was before you got here.
Yeah.
And don't shit on your government name. Like whatever your mama gave you, no,
Right.
that's your name. She gave it to you for a
They
reason.
say your mother's
it's
a
divine.
right. Your mother's a mini prophet.
Yeah, I don't
And
do
what
all
they
of that
mean
white
by that,
man name.
right,
Nah, it's
is
a
that
divine name.
your mother's a mini prophet, right? Because she has the closest ear to God.
For sure.
Right.
You feel me? So the things that come through her are not necessarily just intuitive, but she knows.
Yeah, she makes
Yep.
no
She
mistakes.
knows. She makes no mistakes. So it irks me when people say I got a government name or a slave name, and I'm like, your mama gave you that name, and she heard a whisper from the creator as to what to brand or name you for a purpose. Haven't grown into that purpose yet necessarily, but trust in mama.
Yeah.
I trust in mama. I have no choice.
I
know
mean,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
you really don't.
Peace.
But I feel like that story is incredibly interesting how that came together
Right.
from poetry to then, you adopting the red pill name from your actual name, right?
Right.
Like that's actually very creative, right? And not even just creativity, there's thought into it. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
It's not like something that, was thrown. It wasn't something that was just thought of at the top of the sky. It was
Right.
something that was researched. It was something that was, meaningful, intentional. So I feel like that's very, very cool. I think the people kind of have a better understanding on why the twin pills is the twin pills. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
No doubt.
So, I mean, this is also off of information that I'm receiving right now from my eyes. I've been to Egypt, okay?
Right.
Y'all are giving me Egyptian vibes right now. Okay?
Right. Kemet.
You giving me the vibes right now. So
Okay.
Right.
I want to know, we have the copper flowing, we have silver flowing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know there's meaning behind these things. Jewels, right?
Well, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about those.
Well, the precious metals, first and foremost, are conduits. Copper being a conduit of energy, and also silver. So I've been able to offset, my my overall charge, my auric charge, based off of these precious metals that there's meanings behind these metals. There's meaning behind these precious stones.
Offset them.
Not offset them, but
Cool.
I'm able to
Increase 'em.
increase the power of it. I'm able to increase the voltage in my own energy body,
Right.
which is very important. That I walk around charged up because I'm beginning to manifest things. I'm beginning to attract. You feel
Right.
me? So it's always important that my energy is at a very, very high level. So that's what these precious metals and these precious stones. My brother kind of introduced me into the world of precious stones. I would carry them in my pocket, and then they graduated to becoming jewelry. And my life has dramatically changed out of it. My energy, my health, everything. People that I've been able to attract, my circle, was purpose behind it.